Now are you ready to vibe with me?
All right, come on. I like it. I like it a lot.
This is the Deeper Than You Think podcast.
Sir.
I'm one half of the dream team, Mr. Cody Swick. And back with me today, my partner.
Yes, sir. Ray Villa. We're back again, episode 3. Glad to be here.
Yes, sir. Today, we're getting into it a little bit. We're going to talk about some meditation. And what else? What else we bringing today?
Oh man, meditation and mindfulness, man. Because I think that goes hand in hand, man. Clearing the mind and being present.
Mm-hmm. Touch on the energy that all that brings.
Oh boy,
I like it. Let's kick it off. What's going on, man?
Sir. Hey man, I'm good, man. How you doing, man?
Doing all right. Today was a good day. Good day for me.
Yeah, everybody good. Everybody healthy.
Yes, sir. How about you? How are the kids?
Causing havoc as usual, but
as usual.
Hey, can't have it any other way.
Nope. So, what do you think? What do you think the biggest misconceptions about meditation are?
Misconceptions.
Yeah. What do you think? Like when you tell somebody that because we come across people a lot that are stressed out all the time, or they're trying to get further in their career or their business or their hobby. And when we tell them to meditate, we give them that advice. There's a lot of excuses that we get on why people don't even want to give it a try.
Yeah. Usually when you tell somebody, they'll tell you all the havoc that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll just be like, look, you need to just relax, clear your mind. You need to meditate. And they'll just be like, yeah, all right. I just think it's just that, because for me, it was just like, I don't have time to do that. Yeah. And when I actually did try, it was like my mind was going crazy. Mm-hmm. I could not keep it quiet. I did it for like probably a good 30 seconds. I was like, this is impossible.
Because you almost feel like you have so much shit on your mind and like so many things to take care of that you can't take the time to focus. True. But I think that's a good point. One of the biggest misconceptions is that I don't have the time to do this. Like people think that you have to do it for an hour or 2 hours. Or like, no, you don't.
It's just sitting there and trying to quiet the mind. That's the hardest part.
Mm-hmm.
And once it's just trying to take control of your mind and stop all the thoughts and just be present in the now, really.
Just being aware.
Yeah.
Aware of how each situation is affecting your thought process and your mood and your stability and your vibration. Like what you got going on in your head is going to affect the energy you put out.
Oh yeah. The energy you put out. Yeah, for sure. Just getting started is the hardest part of doing it, man. Mm-hmm. It's the hardest part, just sitting there, breathing and just being alone with yourself. Mm-hmm. Just like, because you don't know how it's going to go. You're like, okay, now what? Like, what am I supposed to do now? You know what I'm saying? But shit, when I tried, I guess my first time, I was reading this book and one of the chapters was on meditation. So I was just like, I was like, I ain't never tried it before. Mm-hmm. So I sat down and I did it for it was like 10 minutes. But it was crazy. And I got scared because I felt hella energy around me. Mm-hmm. So I got scared and I was like, I turned on all the lights. I was like, nah, I ain't doing this no more. So I stopped for like, I don't know, it was probably like 10 years until I did it again.
Started picking it back up.
Yeah, I was hella scary. I was like, nah, I ain't used to this.
I get a lot of people that tell me they don't want to take the time to think about, like, they don't want to force themselves to confront the stress. Like, I tell them, like, when I meditate, because another misconception for me is that people think that meditating is thinking of nothing, right? Like you're absent of mind. And to me,
Yeah,
that's wrong. Like I don't
that
agree with
is true.
that
Yeah,
because for me, meditating is about confronting everything, your stresses, your fears, all the things that are causing and wreaking havoc for your mental state or your body can be healed with that
yeah,
confrontation and actually thinking about everything that's going on that's affecting you.
yeah. Letting it go too.
Hmm.
Just confronting it, seeing. It's just like it gives you a different perspective
Hmm.
on things, on your life, on things that you couldn't see while you're ripping and running,
Yeah.
um, and all the shit going on. So it just pretty much opens my perception of things, and all the things that I was worried about. All it just washes away, and I come back down, and I feel like $1,000,000,
Much
dude,
better.
$1,000,000.
Yeah.
And
And
that,
then,
and yeah, go
oh,
ahead.
and then do you ever feel like the what you gained from the meditation, say the night before or the day before, do you feel like that helps bring awareness to the next day? Like what you're going through the next day, it kind of helps you to process the day a little bit smoother and not as stressful because you took the time to become mindful. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So
for
now when you're
sure.
confronted with a similar situation, it helps you to handle it better.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like that saying, think before you talk.
Mhm.
So you for pretty when I get a good meditation in, like a good one, like I get back into it, and I'm just like a weight's been lifted off my shoulders. I'm floating pretty much.
Mhm.
Feels like I'm floating. Like I got some
That
good
numb
energy.
feeling.
Yeah, I guess I got some good energy, and the next day, um, I'm just like I'm not worried about anything. Like I'm happy. You know what I mean? Like for me, I don't know how it is for you. I always talk to people on how they feel
Mhm.
when they meditate. But for me, it's like my my crown chakra and my third eye. That gets the most work right there. Like
It's vibrant.
man, I that thing opens up and I just feel a whole bunch of energies going up all through it, and it's crazy. I don't I would have never thought. I would have never thought, but
Mhm.
man, that shit is real. That's why I be telling people like you need to meditate because all the shit you stressing off of, man, you could just take that away.
And it really does help because I started meditating because of the anxiety and panic attacks that I started getting, and that was like 15 years ago.
Yeah.
And it got to a point where I felt that it was something that I could control with my thought process, my mind, the way that I was handling things internally. And so, like you said, when I first started, I mean, you're 1 minute in and you're like, man, I gotta open my eyes. This is crazy.
Yeah.
Like I can't just sit here in the dark. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
straight up.
And then it got to a point where I would reach a state to where I don't know if you feel, but I can see like electric pulses. Like when I'm stressed out
Hmm.
and I start meditating, I see these pulses and my eyes just feel so stressed out, like they're working and they want to open. But then I
Yeah.
get to this point where my eyes just they're completely numb, they're completely relaxed, and then like you said, my crown opens up
Yeah.
and it just gets super bright.
Yeah.
And that's when I know I'm getting somewhere.
Yeah. What do you see any colors? Because I see hella colors.
I go from when the crown opens up and I know I'm getting deep, like
Yeah.
yeah, I get to like a deep blue to a
Oh
deep
yeah.
purple. Like those are the three colors. I get the white when the crown opens up, and then
Yeah.
it goes deep blue to purple.
Mine gets red. It gets
Ooh.
red. Like it starts to fade in. Once I see like a little red, it starts with a
Hmm.
little red dot, and then it spreads. It opens and it spreads. And I'm like, oh yeah. And then it just you can feel it from the crown, and it goes to my third eye
Hmm.
real strong. Like it starts pulsating.
And
And then it
some
goes, it's like a lava lamp. Different colors come in,
right.
green, blue, red, yellow, all types of shit. So I like, yeah, I like that.
Mhm.
I like that.
I like that. Some of the books that I've read. on the chakra says that when you're meditating, the colors that you see through meditation, through deep meditation, is like it's what you need to work on at that point in
Yeah.
your life. You know what I mean? That color is related to what you need to figure out.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it could be a reason why you see red and why I
Possibly.
see purple and blue, you know?
Yeah, it's different for everybody.
You work on.
But I mean, if you would have told me, I don't know, because people have been telling me I need to meditate. Like my mother, she used to tell me all the time, you need to meditate. And I was like, nah, I ain't got time. I gotta go to this bar real quick.
Yeah.
Real quick, I mean 4 days. I need
to sleep in the next 3.
Yeah. For real. But when I finally stopped and did it, like my very first time, that's what scared me, because I was in the dark, right? And I was sitting on my bed. I had the arms crossed. I had the hands out with the hum. I was humming with it. And like 5 minutes, bro, I felt there was presence around me. And I felt on one side, my right side, there's like somebody sat down my bed, and then and I was like, okay. And then on the next the side right next to me sat down, and I was like, oh shit. So I'm scared, like my heart is pumping. And I was just like, okay. I was like, don't be scared, and then somebody touched my arm. I was like, all right, that's it, bro. Somebody grabbed my arm, like my arm was like, I was like, nah, I'm cool. So I got up, turned on the lights. I was like, it was another 15 years before I did that again.
That's another thing that happens too. I know it happens to both of us, because we're pretty deep in this spiritual shit. Like, there's been a few times where I've meditated, and it's gotten to a point where I'm like, I'm not alone right now.
Yeah, hell yeah. That's when I say, look, man, whoever's in here, you could be here, just don't touch me.
This is a house of light.
Don't touch me.
No darkness in here.
I ain't ready for that yet.
No,
don't touch me.
No, thank you.
Just give me 5 feet. We cool. I know you're here, but don't touch me. But now I just be like, I call everybody in, like everybody, like, come on. It's open.
Let's talk.
Yeah, for real. Like let's get something done.
I know. I brought that.
I'm trying to levitate.
I showed Mom's the spirit box and shit that I have.
Oh yeah.
And she's like, when I'm over here, you need to keep that outside. She don't want nothing to do with it.
The spirit box?
Because she knows what bringing the attention can cause, and it scares her. That's all. She ain't ready.
The spirit box. So you want to go into a haunted house with the spirit box and make contact, right?
I'm trying to be like the guy from Ghost Adventures.
Man, this is what I'll say about this. Because when there were ghosts in my house, and then I feel like they realized that I realized that they were there, they ran up on me, and I could feel their energy. It was like heat. Like heat was on my neck. I was starting to sweat, and then once I left that area, I was cool.
They were feeding,
bro. So I was like, "You want to do that?" I don't know.
Well, the only bad part about that is because
I don't know.
It's very possible to bring something home. You know what I mean? When you're dealing with the unknown, it's completely possible to bring something home, and that's not something I would want to do. But I feel a real connection with the spiritual side of the universe in my life, and I want to explore it.
Hey, shit, I'm with you then.
So let's do it, man. What I want to get back to when you were talking about meditating. You did you're sitting cross-legged and stuff like that.
Levitating, that's right.
Do you still sit? I levitated one time. Do you still sit cross-legged, hands out like that when you meditate, or do you meditate completely different ways?
I tried, but as I get older, I can't cross my legs no more like that.
You got to get on the yoga, man. I've been hitting the yoga every morning, and I can touch my toes again.
See, I mean, every now and then I do, but what I like to do, I like to do it outside. I like to be outside in nature, and I'll be sitting, I'll just have like a little lawn chair or something. I'll take my socks off, have my feet in the grass, and then let that sun hit you. And then I just relax. I can hear the wind blowing, I hear the birds chirping. Yeah, man, it's beautiful.
That's
Like
another That's
yeah,
to me,
it's like
that's another misconception, is that you have to sit cross-legged. You know what I mean?
nah,
It's like, no, you can sit in a
you don't.
chair, you can lay in your bed, you can sit in a lawn chair out in the backyard.
Hell,
You just need to get your body and your mind into the state of meditation. That's all you have to do. And you don't even have to be still. Yoga can do it. I know people that meditate when they're doing Tai Chi. Like
hell,
it's something that you reach with your mind and your spirit, not
yeah,
necessarily the way your body's
you're
positioned,
yeah, yeah, absolutely. And
you
shit, you
know,
can even do it washing dishes. You know what I'm
right?
saying?
If you can get your mind
Anything.
there,
Yeah, for sure.
you can
But
do it.
you don't need to, you know, stand on your head and nothing like that. You just got to
Hmm.
relax and clear the mind. Shit, what really helps is guided meditation.
Yeah,
You ever tried those guided
I
meditations?
do. I have like 9 or 10 audiobook guided
Oh
meditations.
yeah,
Um, I just because I like to learn everything I can about it. So I just a bunch of different teachers and authors that have put these out. You know,
yeah,
I want to see every perspective that people have that have knowledge on this, because it's only going to help me on my journey. And it's something I would do at night when I'd lay down and go to bed. I'd
yeah,
put the guided meditations on,
for
and
sure.
then the next night I'd go in my room and meditate and practice it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and it's helped a lot with just learning, like you said, mindfulness. And like one of the first things all the books teach you is be mindful of your breath, right?
Yeah.
Bring everything back to your breath, because that's going
Mm-hmm.
to be the center of your body's natural relaxation.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, the guided meditations just kind of help you get aligned.
Yeah. For I want to say this too, for people who have never done it, have never meditated, or they've thought about it but never done it. I mean, I always say, or I've learned, I should say, that everything happens for a reason. So
Hmm.
if you're thinking about it, man, just try it.
Yeah.
It's not meant for everybody, but at the same time, it is.
Right. Because
It is.
you get
If you
the
just
you.
if you just stop what you're doing at nighttime, you can just throw on some headphones. You could lay down, go on YouTube, throw in the guided meditation, and they'll just talk you through the whole thing. And
Fucking nature sounds. Put on nature sounds.
yeah, water, all that, waterfalls,
Hmm.
all that. But man, it'll definitely help you out. It'll clear that mind. It'll put you at ease, and you'll wake up the
Even
next day and feel great.
even the rebellious people that, oh, I'm not spiritual, I'm not religious. Like, why would I meditate? Doesn't matter. If you're an athlete, you can meditate to make your game better.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
It
If,
just for me, like it just brings me happiness. You know what I mean? I'm just happy because I could, again, it just gives me a different perception and perspective of the world. You know what I mean? I feel one with everything. Like the things that used to get me angry, I'll see it again. And I'm just like, it's all good. Like I ain't tripping.
it's
I
funny.
ain't
It's
tripping.
funny that you say you feel one, right? So I was reading. There's been studies. I don't know. It's in recent years. Science has gotten into meditation, right?
Oh,
So
science.
science. So they've done like neurological testing. They've done brain mapping. They've done MRIs on people that are in different meditative states, and they've come up with a system to explain how meditation affects your conscious through your brain waves. When
Mhm.
your brain waves reach certain frequencies, you've reached a certain level of meditation, right? So the first one that they talk about is beta waves.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
yeah, the beta waves is like, I wouldn't necessarily consider that meditation, because that's like your everyday, the way your brain functions. Like those are the brain frequencies you use throughout the day. So throughout the day, you'll go through stuff, and you'll recognize it, you'll process it, you'll think about it, but it's not deep. You're not into your conscious yet.
yeah.
So then what they found is that once you hit the meditative state, that's when you reach the alpha waves, right? Right? Yeah. It's beta than alpha waves. And that's when you've hit your meditative state. That's when you're starting to see the who, what, when, where, whys of the stuff that you're going through, right?
Right.
You see everything on a little bit of a bigger level. Then when you start to get into it, you hit the third stage, and that's the theta waves.
The what?
Theta.
Theta waves.
THETA. Theta waves.
Theta waves.
Theta waves. And that's what they say helps you.
808s.
Theta. No, not 808s, man.
Theta waves. 808s. Yeah.
808s.
Go ahead. Theta waves.
The theta waves is when it's like you've gone into like a visual meditation. You're seeing things visually. It's when you can tap into like your intuition. You know how we talked about before, like when we feel energy, that's a level of intuition that we have spiritually.
Hey,
and that's what helps, like the creative thinking and the awareness of how to prevent things from happening again, or
following that voice.
Yeah, you're deeper into your subconscious.
That's funny because your intuition definitely builds when you meditate. You kind of you have the answer. You got the answer to your question.
And then we hit level 4.
Samo.
And level 4 is the oneness, my brother. Level 4 is the highest frequency brainwave stimulation through meditation that you can reach. Man. And that is when they say that you find that balance with the universe, and you fall into what they call a unified consciousness. And that's the unified consciousness is the oneness. You feel one with all things.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know. I think it's cool that science is now proving that meditation has an actual effect on the function of your brain.
Yeah. Man, that oneness though, like I felt that a few times. It's beautiful. Feeling one, it's like, it's kind of like, man, I don't know how to put it. It's like you feel like you're part of the universe, and I don't know, man. It's hard to explain.
It's that nature meditation, bro. Like we were up in my cabin one time, and like my cousin was fighting with this girl, and my 2 other cousins were fighting, and it was early in the morning, and we were waiting to go down to the river. And I was like, man, I'm just gonna go. Like, I'll meet y'all down here. You guys are fighting. I'm gonna just go. And I decided I'm gonna go meditate because I was getting frustrated, and we're supposed to be on vacation. And so I go down and I find this big rock in the middle of the river. So I swim over to it and I start meditating. And I swear, just feeling the sun and listening to the river,
to the water,
and, feeling the little breeze that come down through the canyon. I
feel like it's talking to you.
Yeah, but it went to a point where I no longer heard anything. I couldn't feel the sun anymore. I couldn't hear anything around me. Like my cousin and them, they came down to the beach and were like, hey, like trying to get my attention for a minute. And then I finally like snapped out of it. They were like, what are you doing? I was like,
he was deep in that.
You guys gotta try this. I'm meditating, bro.
Hey, I did the same thing. I was in my backyard. I was deep in it to a point where I realized I didn't know if I was breathing or not. And then I was like, oh shit. I was like, oh, I caught myself. I was like, was I breathing? Or I was like, man, I don't know. But bro, I was deep in it. That shit felt good. I was like, I'm not sure, but I just wake up and then all the colors are brighter and all that stuff. So, man, like people don't understand. Like that shit is magical.
It's you're raising your vibrations, like you always say.
Yeah, raising it, and man, it could do so much things for you. It's like medicine, man.
Anybody can sit down for 20, 30 minutes and think about life, and most people can find a reason to be happy, right? But then when they get out of the meditation, they go out of their room and a text message pisses them off, or their kids frustrate them, or work stresses them out.
Impossible.
It's not, yeah, it's not permanent. And the thing that meditation does on a constant basis, it gives you an opportunity to put yourself in that state at all times
Yeah, for sure.
if you put the work in.
Yeah, for sure. It could last. It could last weeks.
Because you're not just
Last
going to
weeks.
meditate. You're not going to meditate one time and just be stress free. Like it's something you
It's a
gotta work at.
process.
Yeah.
It's a process. Just like anything, though.
Hmm.
It's a process. But that squeaky ass chair, man. You got
Hey,
some WD-40 something, man. Get you a beanbag chair or something,
I
man.
was thinking about getting a big ass love set.
You squeaking your ass off.
Hey, man,
That's
I
all you
can't
hear.
help it, bro. This chair was made in like 1982.
82? You mean the 30s?
I
That's
mean,
what it sounds like.
same shit.
God damn, squeaking and shit.
It's a nice chair. I like my chair.
Yeah, all right.
Thank you for
Yeah,
pointing out my
I
squeaky
just
ass
had
chair,
to
man.
because I know I hear it. Everybody else hear it. All 72 million people who listen to this.
Apologize.
Yeah, okay.
So, asshole.
Weak ass shit.
Let's
But
talk about energy. You want to talk about energy?
I'm all for it, baby.
Because so when I was meditating, was it Monday? Monday when I told you?
I can't recall.
I had a thought about the functionality of energy. And it's very simple. It's not a complicated thing to comprehend. But basically what it comes down to is that energy needs an open path, right?
Right.
For that path to be open, you need
Uh-huh.
you need to open 3 doors.
What's the first door?
Your mind.
Ooh, okay. Don't hit me. You done hit me with the mind. I wasn't
Okay.
ready.
Okay.
I
And
wasn't ready.
because your mind is the first place you're thinking of things. Okay.
True that.
If
That's a
you
fact.
if you ignore something and you put it out of your mind, it can't get to the second door,
What's the second door?
your heart.
Ooh.
You have to truly believe in what you're putting your energy towards.
That is true.
The energy that you're conjuring, you have to have passion. You have to be wholeheartedly 100% in on that energy, right?
Can't straddle, huh?
Okay. And if you can't open door 2, there's no way you're going to knock on door 3.
Man, what's door 3?
That is your spirit, my friend. I'm glad you
Ooh. Oh
asked.
man, that's all I do is ask questions.
You got to have an open spirit
Yeah.
because the
Okay.
spirit is what allows you to manifest that energy.
Uh-huh.
So energy cannot work for you if you don't have those 3 doors open to clear the path.
What was it? Your mind, your heart, and your spirit.
That's right.
All right. So how would you think, what would you say to somebody who is stubborn and you want them to meditate?
That's door 1. You're closing door 1. You're not even giving yourself a chance to improve anything. If you're not willing to take the time to even try to meditate, that stubbornness is what's going to cause the turmoil to keep happening, because meditation is something that can change the direction of the turmoil.
What if they're like, oh man, forget meditation. Forget it.
Forget you.
Forget you.
You know, you can't force, like most issues, you can't force it on people. I mostly just tell people about what I've gone through.
Yeah.
I've
All
gone through some
experience.
pretty dark shit mentally, and it's affected me physically. And the one constant in my life that's created change and positivity is the meditation. Aside from the spiritual side of the meditation and why I use it, if you're a person that's a non-believer in the spiritual world, if you're not religious, if you don't believe in that side of life, meditation can just affect your mind state and your thought process.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it can slow your heart rate and it can lower your blood pressure. It can do things that if you're just a person that believes in science and physical, tangible evidence, there's scientific backup for what meditation does to your mind and your body.
Man. So it's the mind, the heart, and your soul.
Spirit, man. Your spirit.
The spirit. Man, that's nice. I like that.
You think?
But let's say, all right, you got your mind clear, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that opens to door 2.
Mm-hmm.
How do you get from door 2 to door 3?
Door 2 is a little harder.
Right.
Because for your heart to be in something, like I said before, you need passion, right? Okay, so if you work somewhere that you're not passionate about, you're just paying the bills.
Uh-huh.
Okay. How can you expect your heart to be in that if you're not passionate about it? Okay. So the energy that you're bringing, the energy that you're trying to create, you need to turn your life and your focus and your energy into something that you have actual passion about. So if you get to a point where you're open to meditating in your mind, but your heart's still not in it, that tells me that you need to make adjustments in how you're living your life and what you're living for to open that door.
How could you tell that somebody's heart ain't in it? They got their mind right, but their heart ain't in it.
Effort, for one. The way
Effort
they carry themselves.
Oh, okay.
The way they carry their body. Body language says a lot.
That is true.
Body language is something for me that I pick up on with people very quickly.
Yeah, body language and their mindset too. Mm-hmm. You could sit back and watch somebody just who don't have the right mindset, but yet they want the world.
And little things like people that don't like to say, like when we go to work, there's people that you walk up to, it's 6 o'clock, 6:30 in the morning. Hey, good morning. And then there's the people that are sitting there smoking a cigarette. They don't want to talk to nobody until they've had their cup of coffee. And to me, that's the difference. You got somebody who wakes up and appreciates how their day is going to go, or you got somebody whose heart isn't in it and they're not happy because they're not passionate. They don't like what they're doing with their day, with their time.
I mean, shit. I don't like what I'm doing, but it ain't fucking up my spirit. Shit, because I'm gonna still go out and get it regardless.
What do you meditate?
I do, yeah.
That's our point.
Oh, okay. I like how you brought that around.
Meditation allows you to process all that. It allows you to become aware and mindful of what you're doing and why you're doing it.
Being in the present, huh? That's a big thing too, because shit, I don't think about the past. Well, it's hard to not think about the past. And it's hard to not think about the future.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you think about it, your past don't exist no more. And your future ain't here. So you got to be now. You know what I'm saying? Now.
Regrets and what ifs. You can't, you can't base your happiness on those two things.
For sure. So just thinking about old shit, new shit that ain't here, you got to be now. And that's what is the beautiful thing with the meditation, because, man, I just like, what happened? I ain't tripping. Whatever just happened, it just happened. But I'm going to just keep it pushing and be in this moment and enjoy myself and be the best version of myself as I know.
It keeps you humble in a way.
Yeah, humble for sure.
Like it allows me to remember my kids are healthy. Like for one, if anything, if I'm going to work and I hate my job, if anything I can take from that, and I'm doing this for my children and my wife and my family. So that's a reason right there.
I got a picture of them on my phone. Every time I turn around, about to walk out this bitch, I turn around. I turn right back in.
Yep.
Like, I'm about to leave these motherfuckers. I got that phone. I was like, okay, this is what I'm doing it for.
Yeah.
They saved me from many of jobs. Many jobs.
Got me through a lot of commutes in the morning, I'll tell you that much.
I ain't changing my screensaver, so.
In case anybody's wondering, 100 miles one way at 4:30 in the morning every day is not an easy task.
No,
But the
but hey,
meditation helps, and it also helps with just realizing that we really just need shelter, food, and water. And if we have those three things, everything else is just extra shit. And creating stress over stuff that you don't need to survive, to me, is a mistake. And that's what the meditation has helped me to work on. And I still work on it now because we live in a world of material. We're born into a world of material. You know what I mean? Everything's a
true.
competition. Everything was a competition growing up. Everything that you see on TV is some sort of competition. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Even the damn celebrities have award shows. You know what I
You know
mean?
what? It's crazy to me.
But is any of that really important?
Not at all.
Not at
Like
all.
people worship basketball players, just athletes,
Hmm.
really. Uh Singers, rappers, movie stars. I'm like, man, that's just crazy.
When they need to worship themselves. If you wake up, if you're kind to people, if you take care of your family, if you have a good attitude and you're at least just trying every day to improve yourself, like you should look up to you, you
What
know?
was the turning point for you when you realized you were more than what you were?
That's a good question.
It's a great fucking question.
um
Come on, boy.
I would say I'm gonna go 2 or 3 years ago. I got to a point where, like I said, like the commute was driving me
Yeah.
crazy. Then the hustle and bustle of what we do,
Right, right,
and
right.
then the commute home. I mean, I'm spending 4 hours minimum in a car every day,
Mm-hmm. Shit, mobile
working
homes.
a job that physically exhausts you, and then coming home and I mean spending 15 hours Monday through Friday with my kids, versus the 40 to 60 hours at work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I got to a point where I felt life was too much.
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't want to kill myself or nothing. Like I was still fine, but I just didn't feel overall happy. You know what I mean? I wasn't happy with my situation. My life was, and so I started addressing that with the meditation and just breaking down like how lucky I was to have all these opportunities, like to
Yeah.
have the car, to have the money to pay for the car, to have the money to just get the gas whenever, to be able to eat whatever I want for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, for my kids to have whatever they ask for. You know what I mean? Being able to see that side of why I was doing what I was doing was the turning point.
Mm.
Since then, since that those couple of months of meditation, like that's when I've taken like a permanent turn in my spirit, my energy, my appreciation of life, just
Yeah.
everything in general.
Yeah. And that also raises your energy for sure.
Hmm.
When you have gratitude for everything, even the small shit,
Hmm.
and that's big as well. Just being grateful for what you do have and not what you don't got. You
What
know what I mean?
about you? Let's put you in the hot seat. What was your turning point, brother?
My turning point, man, I would say, man, it was quarantine, dog. Quarantine. I stayed home. I was home for a good 56 days, I believe.
Ooh.
And man, what I was doing, all right, this was my routine. Okay. I'd wake up at 6 in the morning, right?
Hmm.
I'd roll me a nice cannabis chop, right? And then I'd meditate for a good hour, hour and a half.
Hmm.
And all that would just be everybody else asleep. I have me a cup of coffee and I'll read me a nice book, man. And then I was just like, man. And what was really happening was I was really thinking about my past
Hmm.
and thinking of how I wanted my future. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? So what was really going on, I was just breaking myself down. And I was just like, damn, I was just thinking about different situations. And I was just like, bro, I was like, man, I need more. I need more. Like my soul wasn't fulfilled. I needed more. I was empty. And I was just trying to figure out what that was. And shit, I had it all the time. It was just me being, just learning how to be me. That was the hardest part.
It's almost like finding your purpose.
Yeah.
Right? Because going through the everyday motions and you're moving so fast, it almost seems like you're doing everything for everybody else. Like you're putting your time and effort in for other people, and you never really get a chance to address the legacy you want to leave as an individual.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that meditation is what took the turn for me, like doing all this positive shit and like reaching out, trying to help people. And because I want my time to be used for a reason. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to just go about my life and buy shit and have nice things and fucking die.
We all
Like, I
got a
want to leave.
purpose.
Yeah, I want to leave an imprint. Like, how many people you can ask any individual, anybody you know, like, what's your mark? Have you left a mark with anybody?
Just, it should really, I just want to be a positive influence to people, to humans, to anybody, really.
Exactly. But most people don't even think that, you know. Most people, you ask them like, what do you want to achieve in life? I want to get rich. Most people will say, I want to get rich.
I mean, don't we all? But
not in here.
Yeah.
They want money. And before money, people lived for a whole different purpose.
For real.
And I don't know. The meditation is what's helping me see that in a sense for myself. Yeah. And so like everything that we have is cool and all. It's part of the life that we live in the country that we live in, but
it's the shit we built, right?
Mm-hmm. But we don't have to take it so serious. Like, we don't have to take it so serious. Like, your car gets scratched, who cares? You can still drive the motherfucker.
It's all materialistic shit.
Yeah, you can still get from point A to point B to take care of your family. Yeah, and you can't take it with you.
We can't bring none of this shit with us.
Nope.
Not my car, not my goddamn money. Can't take none of it.
Fucking kids are gonna sell all my shit when I die anyway, so
man, you know, used to sell all the shit up.
You know what I mean?
I mean, shit, it don't even matter, but you can't take none of this with you. You just gotta, my purpose is working on my soul, working on my spirit, and making sure I get a good understanding on what's real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What's real in life.
Yeah.
And it is nothing materialistic. Nothing.
It's crazy. But it's crazy too. It's crazy because the meditation it started with nothing to do with these thoughts, and it's progressed over time and developed into such a deep understanding
of yourself,
of myself, but like you said, the oneness. Like the understanding of the fucking universe and how the universe is working.
Yeah.
On all cylinders.
Hey, have you ever had anybody, like, who is the one that would was able to guide you? If anybody was able to guide you in this direction, who would that person be? How did you come across this?
Come across what? Meditating?
Yes.
Or just this journey as a whole?
Both.
Meditating, I kind of figured out on my own. I was like in a deep place when I was going through the anxiety a lot, like because I didn't want to take the medication.
You needed an answer, huh?
And I was just like being stubborn and not wanting to be weak. Like, it was always something like most people would break and it would beat them down, send them into depression. And I was just so stubborn, like, man, there's got to be fucking something that I can do to beat this. And that's when I just started researching.
So was that your rock bottom right there?
Mentally, yeah.
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 I always tell people, man, you gotta hit rock bottom. You gotta be able to be completely broken down.
Put it this way. I'll tell people this, and these are hard stories to tell because they're moments of weakness. But I mean, there's so many times where I would be in the grocery line, bro, freaking the fuck out. I'd put my groceries down and just run out of the grocery store. Not run, but like, you know what I mean? Get back to my car. Mm-hmm. For years, I wouldn't get in the car with nobody. because I only felt comfortable in a car if I was driving. If I was in the passenger seat, bro, 2 minutes into the drive, full on panic attack.
Damn.
Like I couldn't do anything. There was days where I didn't even want to go outside because I'm like, what if I go somewhere and have a fucking panic attack?
Sure.
You know what I mean? It felt completely out of control.
Yeah. It was
And
out of your
so
hands, man.
to go from that place to where I'm at now and accrediting so much of it to meditation, because the meditating is what allowed me to go, hey, you were just in a fucking store. Like, why is the store stressing you out? Why is the store making you anxious? You know, what were you feeling before you went in there? What were your thoughts before you even left to go to the store? Were you already putting your brain in a place expecting to have anxiety or a panic attack? And the meditation slowed all that down and allowed me to process and get so much stronger, you know, to beat this shit. And there's nothing for me negative that I can say about the process because it all helped. Everything helps, you know?
Hell yeah. It's the journey, man. The journey be crazy.
Yeah.
The journey's crazy sometimes. And yeah, man, that's a beautiful thing.
That's why I live by it. And that's why I tell people, I mean, my wife started meditating, like Easton, my son's 5 years old. And there's times where I have a picture. I wish I had it, but I caught him out in the backyard, bro, in the sunlight on the lawn. Meditating, bro. Meditating. Eyes closed, deep breathing. Like I taught him how to do the breaths and everything. Like he does it on his own now.
Damn, that's dope.
And like it's one of those proud moments because it's like, man, you're gonna grow up with something that I didn't have.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna grow up with an outlet that's gonna help you process life a little smoother than I had.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You know, so
that's crazy.
I'm happy, man. I'm happy about that.
Yeah, you should be, man. Came a long way.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. What about you? What do you think has been your biggest benefit from meditation?
My biggest benefit, I think it just helped me with my relationships, really.
Yeah.
With people, with strangers, with situations too. It just helped me just to calm and not to jump out to any conclusions and snap at nobody. I could just really sit back and kind of
calm the fuck down.
Yeah, kind of just look around and be like, okay, like it's cool. Like, do I really need to act an ass right now?
Yeah.
And I just relax and just don't let it's all really small shit and just not have it bother me. Like I'm just chill. All right. Like that's how you feel. That's cool with me. But I'm finna go that way. You know what I mean? Like I've just been so chill and just thinking about different situations. Just like, yeah, I'll just let it go because it's not that important to get me angry.
Breaking down that ego.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So I just float on, man.
There you go.
It's cool. You know what I mean? Just floating on, being me. I ain't here to tell everybody to meditate.
No, not at all.
But it could definitely help you.
I mean, I suggest it. It's funny when there's a couple people that over the last couple of years that I've tried to suggest it to. You know, they're high strung, and some of them are like, "Yeah, I need to try it." You're right, and one of them's like, "You're an idiot. I don't have time for that shit." Like he's not about it at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And recently he asked me, "So what do you do when you meditate? Like, how do you meditate?"
Yeah.
And I'm
He's
like,
on his way.
There you go. We opened
door one. Your way.
We opened door one.
Hey, once you start thinking about it, that's when it snowballs. For real. You start thinking about it. If it's on your mind, do it. Because it's you're telling yourself this is what you need.
Ooh, this is a thought that I had. I wrote it down. And it is relatable to the effects of meditation.
All right. Bet.
All right. Here's my thought. To treat others
wait.
Come on, man. I was just about to get into this shit. Listen, man.
All right, go ahead, bro.
To treat others better We need reflection of self. When we have a negative thought about something or someone, we have to recognize it immediately, then analyze and understand where that thought originates from. Then we must correct this thought. We must level our approach to our individual thought process. We as humans have adopted the feeling of comparison as acceptable, and it is not. Comparing is destructive to oneself and narrows the ability to love. Comparison is not natural. It is made in our minds.
And then there was
some more of.
That
was just a little thought I had.
That was nice.
What about you? You got any thoughts that relate to meditation for us today?
Here's a little something that I wrote a few weeks ago. It said, distance myself for a while. Had to unprogram myself, break myself down until rock bottom, come back almost unrecognizable on a whole new energy, and entirely different person. Death of the old me. Yada da.
And that was COVID. COVID blessed you with that?
Yeah, for sure. You know,
that.
Break it down.
Like that. Like you said before, man. And it's cliche, people say it, but hitting rock bottom.
And it was mine. And that's
it'll bring you back up.
It'll bring you back up a whole another way.
People just got to learn to trust in themselves. And I think meditation is a big way of gaining that trust for yourself. When you don't have a vice, or you're not relying on alcohol or weed, or your best friend to answer the phone when you're stressed out, or your mom and your dad, if you're not relying on your support system all the time and you learn to gain trust in yourself, I think that's the biggest way to turn your life around, to come up from rock bottom. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah. You just gotta, again, it's just like you gotta know yourself. You're introducing yourself.
Yeah.
Because when you're spiraling down, bro, it's just like, man, you kind of sinking, and then you finally go down, and you're like, okay, now what?
You got to start that journey somewhere.
Yeah, man.
What do you think? You think we should wrap it up?
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
Or you got anything else you want to say?
You got some smooth shit to say? Or what?
That was my smooth shit, man. I used all my good shit on you.
Okay. Well then,
I want to leave people with a sense of openness. If you're somebody who meditates, take the time to just keep educating yourself, keep plugging away, keep taking the time for yourself. Whether you're spiritual, whether you're somebody who is hard in religion, whether you're atheist, whatever you do, whatever you believe in, there's a form of meditation that can help you. And don't feel like you're confined to one way of doing it, because there's plenty of ways to dive in. So just be open that first door 1, open your mind, give it a try.
All right. Well, I'll just say this. For those who believe or who don't, you listening for a reason. And man, just keep fighting that fight, and we with you. And peace, love,
peace and blessings.
And we out.